Hi, I'm Paul. This is my DC5 Integra Type R.
Let's go.
Hey bro. Howdy.
Let's go.
So I know very little about a DC5 Integra.
Yep.
I'm going to start with what I think I know.
Sweet.
Is it like an 05?
Yes, this is an 05.
Yes!
Well done.
And are they a 2-litre?
Yes.
So is that the F20?
K.
Oh, it's a K20?
K20.
Oh, I didn't realise that the K went that far back.
Yep.
Ah, interesting. Cool, so that's K20B or K20C?
K20A.
K20A.
Yeah. There are
right.
some numbers after that. I'm sure the YouTube would correct you.
Yes.
I want to say K20A2 off the
Yeah,
top of my
okay,
head.
so that's one of the better ones, isn't it?
Yep.
I'm pretty sure that A2 is one of the hot ones.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Japanese import.
Yes.
Red top Integra Type R engine.
Yep.
Also found in the EP3. Yes, EP3 Civics.
Nice. And you've had this for...
Somewhere about 8 years, maybe 9.
Is it that long?
Yep.
Shit.
Yeah, I've had this. Yep.
So you had this hiding while I've known you? Because I've known you that whole time, haven't I?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's done many gumboots. It hasn't been hiding.
No, it's definitely done many gumboots. I just... Because of course your Capri
Yes.
and your WRX doesn't in my brain seem that long ago. So you had this when you got the Subi, or did you buy this after the Subi?
Bought this before I got the Subi.
I see.
Had it as a daily driver for years.
Yep.
A couple at least. And I bought the Subi with the intention of selling this
Ah.
and dailying the Subi.
Yes.
And that never came to be.
Yep.
Comparing chalk and cheese between the two cars, the Subi
Yeah.
was horrendously expensive to run.
Yes, they are. They're
yeah.
fun,
They are. Very.
but they're thirsty.
Yep.
And anyone who doesn't think they're thirsty is just wrong.
Yeah.
Especially when you've driven something like this.
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
Well, this is, I haven't driven it yet, but I mean, just the fact that the red line starts at $8,500 means this will be fun to drive. But
The best feature on the car, yeah.
The $8,500? Yeah. I can see why you and your partner are together. Because that was her favourite feature on her car too. Her car actually impressed the crap out of me.
It is a way fun car to drive.
Yeah, it's just so much mid-range torque
Yeah.
that I did not expect from a non-turbo. Just wasn't in my mindset for it.
The K series is a way more torquey engine than the B.
Yes.
It's the B18.
Yes.
So the K series does have more mid-range, more down low.
Yep.
What
Are they IVG?
yes.
So it's a lot more linear. It's not the boo
Yeah,
bar.
exactly.
Yep. Yep.
You do lack, and unfortunately that's a bit of a lack of excitement in it as well. I think
Yes.
the B series is a more exciting engine to drive.
Yes.
It does give you that sort of kick in the pants VTEC.
I've driven a K24 a lot
Yep.
in the Odyssey chassis, of course, because we
So
have one
this
for
will be
years.
totally different to that.
I hope so, because they had the longest gears on the planet, and it annoyed the crap out of me. But that, again, cool motor. But linear, just like it was supercharged. You know, it had all of the torque all of the time.
Yep.
And that was in a big, heavy Odyssey. And 6-speed as well.
Yeah, 6-speed, and it does not have long gears. 6 there.
Oh, wow.
80 k's an hour, 2,500 RPM.
Oh wow.
So it's got the typical Japanese cruising at 100 and
Yeah.
3,000 something.
Yep. Yep.
Finds you reaching for 7th.
Yes. Yep.
That's
Yes.
how I came to be in this.
Okay.
I was looking for a new car, touring around an old FX GT,
What shape?
AE82.
Oh,
Sweet box thing. Cool as car, but
yes.
shouldn't have sold it.
Oh, it's okay. It's rusted away already.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. What were you looking for? What was your goal?
Wanted something that was a daily, had to be a daily, and at the time I did not have another daily driver. It was
Yep.
an only car, had to be suitable for a daily driver, cheap
Yep.
to run,
Yep.
economical,
Yep.
but still a hell of a lot of fun when you want to go to a weekend track day or a hill climb or gumboot rally.
Yep.
And I was looking, honestly, I was one of those ST170 Focuses.
Yep.
and then got put off those, the DC5 Type S.
Yes.
And after looking at the Integra, just the DC5 Type S with the K20 in it,
Yep.
I was like, I can settle for a Type S, don't need the Type R.
Yep.
Test drove a few of the Type S's, jumped in the Type R, I was like, there's no going back from it.
Is it quite different?
Oh, yeah, tenfold from a Type S to a Type R.
So is that like in the K24s? Is there a 160 and 200 horsepower motor?
Yes.
And the Type S is 160 and this is 200?
No, the Type S is on paper are somewhere around the 200 mark, and these are somewhere around the 220.
Oh wow.
And I thought, it doesn't sound like much on paper, but to drive the two,
Okay, so it's got a
Chalk and
lot,
cheese.
lot more torque in it then.
oh, top end rev line. It's got this VTEC crossovers, way more aggressive. To drive them, this thing's sharper on its feet, better brakes.
Yep.
They feel
Makes sense,
lighter.
yeah, everything's a little bit better,
Well,
right?
all the glass is lighter in a Type R.
Yep.
There's no sound deadening in them. As soon as I jumped in one, it's just swing, that's the car.
Yep. What a car.
Yeah,
It feels a lot more refined than the DC2, as you'd expect.
Yep.
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 Like anything Japanese, the car got better. Not more exciting and not cooler, but better. It's a better all-round car to own and especially to daily drive.
Exactly.
So this will be a whole lot nicer to daily drive than the DC2, surely. Yep.
If you're wanting a fun weekend cool car that
Yep.
is a toy
Yep.
or a second car,
Yep.
DC2.
Yep.
But
So,
if you-
okay, if you only had to have one, you'd own this,
yes.
but your favourite one of the two is that.
Don't know about favourite.
Okay.
Favourite's tough.
Okay, yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
fair. That's fair.
Yeah. I guess in our state like now, if we've got I've got a daily driver.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably keep the DC2.
Yep.
It's the more fun. It's lighter on its feet again than this. It's
Yep.
more responsive. It turns in better.
Yeah, less
It
compromise. eh?
feels like a go-kart.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't get to give it a good windy back road, and as Dale said, that's where it really comes alive, but just revving it through the gears a couple of times gives you enough, in my opinion, to know what you're playing with.
Yep. Yeah, no, that thing does shine on a bit of tight and twisty stuff.
Yep. Oh, yes. I think this is the highest revving car I've done yet. Yeah, you can still feel the cam.
Yep.
That's sweet, eh?
Doesn't have the same aggressive, kick that the B18 does.
No, but it'll be quicker though, right?
In a straight line, I reckon they're neck and neck. We've had
Really?
them, yep, had them both down the drag strip.
Oh, yeah, what they do?
I can do a quicker time in a Stell's car than I can in mine.
Ah, that's cool.
Yep. This one's largely factory with only a muffler
Mhm.
on it. The rest of it's stock as. Hers is pretty well stocked, like intake and exhaust.
And what were the times?
I want to say 13.9 in hers and 14.2 in this.
13.9 is not shabby for a non-turbo, man.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
And actually, Andy, Gumboot Andy, big
Yep.
guy Andy, love you Andy.
Yep.
He jumped in this.
Yes.
And 13.9 did as well.
Oh,
Yep.
so he was quicker in this than you were?
Yep.
Haha, interesting.
He hates Hondas.
He can pedal though, that boy.
He doesn't have to drive it to work the next day.
Yeah, it'll wiggle. So, LSD diff, surely?
Yep.
Yep.
Brembo brakes, LSD diff.
Yep.
8,500 RPM red line, Recaro seats.
Yep. Yeah, these seats are really nice. Like, they are super compliant, and yet I'm not moving anywhere.
So they're actually seats out of DC2. They're out
Ah.
of a Stell's, well not a Stell's car, but a Stell's model.
Yep.
I've got the ones out of this car stowed away.
Oh, yes. Why is that?
They're not as comfortable. They're a lot more tight.
Ah. Love the hob, eh? Far out. She's got some pull, man.
You don't have to be afraid of the red line, eh?
No, no.
Yeah.
No, clearly. Was that rev limit there in
Not
second?
limit. No, I haven't found the limiter yet.
Yeah,
But,
but-
yeah, of course
Yeah.
I have. But
Where's
not
that?
yet. It's at about just on 875, just
Yeah, I was
before
going to
9.
say 8.7 is where I'd
Sweet.
expect it to be.
And
Yeah.
red line's at 8.5, so I just changed it.
Yep, yep.
Probably with a chip and a tune you could get a bit more out of it.
Yeah, I've played chips and tune games and they cost,
Yeah, with the Subaru,
they
eh?
cost me
Yeah.
motors, so I don't know, it might be an age thing, but the older I'm getting, the more I'm enjoying factory cars.
Yep.
Like, you'd buy this, you know? It's a Type R.
Yeah.
You don't need to do much to it to drive it on the road.
Well, it was always the plan with this is, I like the way they look, I
Yep.
love the interior, the flash, again, this one came out black.
Yep, I do like the red.
I like the flashes of red in there.
I'm not a red fan,
Yeah.
but in this it works, and I really like the red seats, that pole.
Well, it's a Type R thing. isn't it?
Exactly, and that's why I liked it.
So it was always the plan was just keep it fairly factory, a few tasteful mods, but
Yep.
it had to be a daily driver, it had to
Yep.
be economical.
And it's not your daily now, eh?
No.
No.
Yeah.
Good. As always, because every one of my friends, except for Josh, is tall. My clutch feels very normal.
Yeah, it's just normal car to drive until you push the red line.
Oh yes. Oh. Yeah, man, that's just instantly fun.
Yeah.
Hey. Here's the switch. Like you say it's not as boobar, which it's not, but it's still definitely there. It's not.
Still definitely Type R VTEC.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's not like the K24 that I drove, the very linear. That's literally, like I said, it's like a supercharger.
Yes. And it's nothing at all like the Type S. You jump
Oh,
to the
yeah.
Type S after this and it's totally different.
Yep. Yep. Oh man, this is. As weird as it sounds, it reminds me a lot of the Starlet and the way the power comes on.
Oh yeah.
How you've got to work it to enjoy it, and then you get the reward for working it.
Yeah.
And you've just got to let your brain remember that that's where the power is, and you don't want to leave it at 4 like you do in a turbo car or in a bigger car like a 6 or an 8.
Yep. And also not being afraid to back off at high RPM and let it sit there through corners so that you're ready to put your power down
Yeah.
again on the other
Yeah,
side.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Like normally now you drop up a gear,
Yes.
but in these cars you leave it there because you're going to work. You did it really well around that top corner before. Oh, this is just, it's just there, right there.
Yeah.
Oh,
And do it all day, eh?
yeah. Oh man, it's cool. Oh, I love revving cars. It's more fun than turbos. Oh, and that next gear. Oh man. Yes. Oh,
It's the old VTEC joke, it's like all of the lag of a turbo car but with none of the power.
I disagree. It doesn't have the lag of a turbo car. Well, not a decent turbo. Well,
No.
except for the modern ones, but that's just cheating again.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. This is. I can see why you can have a good time in this on a Gumbo.
Yep.
And,
Ideal Gumbo car. really.
It is an ideal Gumbo car, yeah. Fairly economical because it is.
Very. Yeah.
Yep. What economy does it do? Like,
Somewhere around 8 litres per 100.
yes, that's really economical.
Yeah.
Open these.
Good to catch up, man.
Yeah, hard out. Really good. That's one thing I'm enjoying about these is it's making me actually go out and visit my friends.
Yeah, now.
Why
Yep.
a DC5 Integra?
Why a DC?
Yeah, why this? Why not anything else?
It ticked every single box that I needed to for when I was buying a car.
Yep.
And it was such a good car that I couldn't let go of it.
Yep.
And it's a really good one.
Yep.
It's treated me really well.
And you
High
mentioned-
Ks when I got it.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Compar-
160.
comparatively
Yeah,
high
yeah.
Ks at the time.
Yep, yep. And really high Ks now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, driven the wheels off it.
And you mentioned earlier that it's missing some Integra. Sorry, it's missing some Type R stuff. So what's it missing?
Your Integra Type Rs come with the rear wing from
Yep.
factory.
Yep. I'll find
This-
one. I'll find a photo of it.
Find
so
a
we can show
photo.
them.
Link
Yeah.
us.
This
link us
one.
here. Yep. So this one doesn't have a rear wing from factory.
Yep.
Never came with.
So that little lip is
Yep.
factory.
That's factory.
Okay. Yep.
Yep. Doesn't have the Type R badges or
Mhm.
stickers that come on the back of it.
Yep.
And in this particular model, all the interior was black. Black seats, black cards, black carpet, black mats.
Which normal Type R, they're
You-
always red.
No,
Okay.
they did make them
Oh,
black
so it was
optional.
probably an option.
Yes, but
Yep.
for some reason, all the ones that I've seen that come with no rear wing factory have also come with full black interior.
So tell me about buying this. When you went and bought it, it was, where was it?
I had it imported.
Yes.
First New Zealand owner. There was a guy at the time who in Auckland specialised in importing Type Rs. Yeah, and called himself MRN Imports at the time.
Okay.
Just imported mainly Type Rs.
Yep.
Back when you were allowed to import them.
Sorry, are you
They've
not allowed
changed-
to
no,
import
can't
them?
import them now.
Why?
They're over a certain age, and they don't have traction control.
Yep.
And so, there's a
Safety thing.
it's a safety.
So is it like America that we can wait long enough and it'll be in after that? Or?
Maybe.
Yeah.
But unlike America, the laws changed, and his business and I got in and purchased this before the laws changed.
Yep.
Yeah, so
Wow.
that sort of drew a little bit of the price of those.
And so you chose it off the internet, or did he go, here's a
Yes,
couple of options?
yeah,
Or
I drove one of his cars.
Yep.
Really liked it. Someone else had their name on it already.
Yep.
And I just said, look, man, if you find one that's around that same price point, that same sort of condition,
Yep.
I want it white.
Yep.
I wasn't fussed about red or black interior. Just knew I wanted a white one at that point.
Yep. The interior is a lot easier to change
Yeah.
than the exterior, right?
And then it came with the black interior, and funny enough, he was the one who's just like, he's stripped a few of them, and he's like, man, I've got all the red door cards, red mats and shit like that if you want it. I was like,
Oh,
so I just...
so it's the right guy,
yeah,
right deal.
yeah. I just built my own, put
Yeah.
the little bits of red through it.
Put the
and-
bits you wanted, yep.
Yep.
And so that was, it arrived in Auckland, I take it?
Yes.
And you lived in Auckland at the time,
Yes.
so that would have been just
Yeah, just by the airport.
fait accompli.
Yeah, too easy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
I would have test driven like maybe, I don't know, 6 or 7 of them. Some of them dogs, some of them mint.
Yep.
Some of them above my price range. And
Isn't it amazing with a car that's not that old? Because in my opinion, this is still a fairly new car.
Yeah,
It's
same.
showing my
Yeah.
age and your
yeah,
age.
same here.
But how different they are.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's
You
crazy.
jump
how,
in one and they feel good and it feels tight. You can jump in one with less Ks and like, fuck, this had a hard life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I've driven a couple of VTEC Civics, which I think they were EFs, maybe EKs. Anyway, and they had the loosest, sloppiest gearbox, and the steering wheel felt horrible. And
Yeah.
at the time, I had my non-turbo Subaru, and I said to the guy, I was like, I'd rather drive that, bro.
Yeah.
And then I sold the Subaru, got a company car, needed to buy a car. He tried to sell me the Civic, and I bought my Legacy back. And the Civic was
the devil
cheaper.
you know.
It was, yeah, I just like them.
Yeah.
The BC's, it's a cool chassis.
Yeah.
Mm.
No, it's devil, you know. And I also get a bit of a vibe when buying one that, I don't know, like I knew that car had done more Ks than any of the others that I'd driven.
Yep.
Had a good feeling to it, all felt right, and yeah, it's treated me well for 8 years. So.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and there's
like-
something about buying a car that's been driven.
Yeah.
You know, the one that's 20 years old with 20 Ks on the clock isn't the car you want to buy,
Yeah.
in my opinion, unless you're going to leave it in a garage, and that's not what we do.
Become a bit of a museum piece.
Yeah,
or
and that's
something.
pretty boring, really.
Yeah.
So what's your favourite mod on it?
Mod?
Hmm.
I don't know.
If you just had to choose one, if there was one
The
thing...
rear lip.
The rear lip?
Yep, quite like that rear lip
Yep.
with the little LED light that flickers when you put the brakes on.
Yep.
Yeah, before I bought it, knew that I wanted that on there.
Yep.
You know, made it happen.
Yep.
Painted the little red pinstripe in between the black and
Yep.
the white on
Yep.
it. and
Did you
just-
pull it apart to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love when you do it properly. I knew you would.
Yeah.
So that's the one thing. So it's
There's not
interesting.
many mods on it to choose from.
Oh,
to
I
be
would
honest.
consider the door cards and the seats a mod, but
The seats are just Recaros out of a different model. It's way more
Yep.
comfortable. Keeps the ones that are in it fucking mint and
Yeah, well,
fresh and
that's-
sitting in a shed hiding away.
yeah, that's part of the beauty
Museum
of it, isn't it?
spec.
Well, and then when you go to sell the car,
Yeah.
that's had 360,000 kilometres on it, and the driver's seat bolster isn't wrecked.
Exactly.
It's weird. It'll be unusual.
Yeah, it will be.
Yeah, oh, I wound the clock forward.
Yeah. Yeah, and it'll still be like twice.
Had
as
the
tight
drill
as-
the wrong way and just cucked it up.
Yeah. It'll still be way tighter than most of them that you see.
That's what I mean. Like, it doesn't look like a high K's car at all. Like, it looks like a 100,000 K car.
No, that's a massive compliment. Obviously, look after the thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like you said earlier, you 3M it and you polish it up. And...
Yeah.
So, what would your advice be to yourself buying this car again? What would you tell yourself 8 years ago?
Go with your gut.
go with your
Go
gut?
with your gut.
Yeah. So it was the right car. It
Right
did
car.
what you wanted to do. Ticked all those boxes.
Yep, and treated me well for 8 years.
Yeah.
I remember there was one red seats, red interior with the wing on it.
Yep.
Couldn't fault it.
Did the wing appeal to you or not?
Nah, I always
Okay.
knew that I was going to pull the wing off and
Okay,
and
yep,
do
so that
always knew it.
You've got the right
always,
car then.
Always
Yeah,
part
yeah,
of the
yeah,
plan. Yep, drove another one, lower Ks, just had a clutch. It had heaps going for it.
Yep.
Almost put a deposit on it.
Yep.
And something about it, I was just like, no, wasn't happy, wasn't excited. The day that I was ready to go and pick it up, I just
Didn't tick a box.
Just talked myself out of it.
Yep.
Made every excuse not to.
Well,
And
you
I was
made
like,
the right decision.
"Fuck it." And then this one came up, and I was like, full commit. So go with your gut.
Yep. If money wasn't an object, what car would be sitting here to be used like this car?
Probably one of those FK8s.
Yep.
The one generation old Type R Civic.
Yep.
Yeah.
The fun boy one, I'll call
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Because I reckon the
Hybrid
newer one's the more sensible,
Yes.
watered down version. It's probably better.
I imagine you'd hope so.
But yeah, and have you seen anyone that's tuned those?
yeah.
They're pretty exciting.
Oh, they would be, yeah. But same with the FK8.
Yeah.
I don't know. That one appeals to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see that.
I'd go for that one.
Yeah. Because that would literally slot in where this is.
Yeah.
It's arguably more grown up than this with 4 doors, but kind
Maybe
of not.
something about this like is just a bit more sleek, a bit more
Yeah.
under the radar.
Yeah.
I was a graphic designer at the time and driving customers and clients and going to meetings and stuff like this. So this was perfect. You
Yeah,
could
and no
pull
one
in-
would think anything
pull
of
into a
it.
car park and you just look somewhat professional.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I honestly don't know if I would replace it with,
I'd be hard to, having
Yeah.
just driven it like that. Like, knowing what you do and what you drive it for. It did everything I needed it to do. Like, it had heaps of torque, and that's what I love.
You
and,
notice
and-
the performance difference between the K series and the B series
Oh,
down low?
absolutely.
Like
Yeah,
off
yeah. It's
VTEC?
got torque.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one you have to sing to make
Yes.
fun, whereas this you can drive around quite normally, and you'll notice at the end, after I'd had a tutu, I just started driving like a normal car, and like you said, it's just a normal
You
car.
can drive it really
Yeah.
lazily and really
Yeah,
boringly.
and it just doesn't care.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool, man. And what's next with the car?
With this,
Yeah.
just keep it looking mint, man.
Yeah?
Yeah. I don't think I'm going to change it.
Yeah.
Honestly, this would be a real boring conversation for everyone on the internet because it's just a daily driver that's a hell of a lot of fun.
Yep.
I've got the Capri, which we'll show you at some stage, and
Yep.
that's the one that when I think about modifying a car, when my modify car brain's turned on,
Yep.
I'm planning for that one. I'm planning the next thing and the cool shit, and that's what I'm happy to throw money at.
Yep.
This one, I've just got to be happy to sit there knowing that it's an asset at the end of the day. It's going up in value still.
Shit, yeah. 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 Especially the way you look
It's not
after it.
costing me any money.
Yep.
And I can jump and drive it and enjoy it any time.
Yep.
I might make it, some intake mods, make it sound a bit cooler and shit like that.
I think you should.
Now that I don't have to live with it every day.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you can make it a little bit more obnoxious. I don't know if that's the right word, but a little bit rougher. No, it's
Yeah.
not the right word either.
I'd have to match that thing
a
really.
little bit angrier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put a black hood on it, do some carbon bits, and really match them
There
up
you
a bit.
go. That's what you need to do. Make them his and hers.
Yeah.
Sweet, man. Well, thanks for letting me drive your car.
Oh, no worries.
Thoroughly enjoyed it,
Anytime.
as I knew I would. The description, so we drove the DC2, which is in an earlier video, and now we drove the DC5. The DC5 is a more well-balanced car, it's a more all-round car, and it's a more linear power delivery. Better car, nicer car, but as I said to Paul earlier, I'd still have the DC2, but only because Paul has a daily now. When it was doing both duties, I would 100% be in this. This ticked way more boxes than I thought it would.
Yeah.
So thank you very much.
Oh, no worries, man. Anytime.
man.
First experience in Type R and Type R Hondas, right?
Both, yes, both first time driving them. I've been in a few, but not
Yep.
many. But definitely the first time driving them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Would you Toyota man through and through?
I'm not a Toyota man through and through.
No?
Nah. See, we've always had
I
Hondas.
suppose, yeah.
We've always had a Honda in our fleet until recently. I'm Toyota, Honda, and Subaru. So if you want a reliable, cheap daily,
Yep.
Honda is the answer. If you want something to go around the twisty back roads, you get in a Subaru. And I just love old Toyotas.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
no real good use for them, but I love them.
Yeah. Not too dissimilar in taste, so.
Yeah, I
Got
know.
the passion
I know.
For my car, the old Capri. I don't love all Capris, they're
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
horrible
yeah.
bladed things, but I really like my one.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm quite looking forward to driving that, to seeing how that compares to the Starlet.
Yep.
Just, Starlet is 1970s architecture.
Well, it's two dudes' idea of a car that they really, really like,
Yeah.
that you just want to get the best out of it
Yeah.
and the best driving experience for you.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what you think, because even for a crappy old car, I've tried to make it a bit more like this. In a
Yeah,
way, like
doing
a bit
bushes
more,
and-
a bit more refined.
Yep,
And, you
yep.
know, so you can just jump in it and enjoy it as a daily, as well as, you know, having stupid power delivery.
Yeah,
being way too fast.
I
for it.
look forward to that part.
Yeah, man.
Cool,
Yeah.
man. Well, thank you.